Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick and thank you for joining me. Just a quick bit of YouTube news, not specifically channel news, and I don't think it's going to affect a lot of people, but it's YouTube news nonetheless, so I thought I'd share it with you. Now, YouTube quite often try and bring in new policies to try and improve the security of the site, cut down on spamming, and they very rarely get it right first time, unfortunately. So as a creator, sometimes it's a bit painful. You just have to grin and bear it and hope they get it right soon. Most notably, in the last year or so, was the limited ads. If you're unaware of that, if you monetize a channel, advertisers don't want their adverts going on material they deemed unfriendly, which would be damaging to their brand. So things like hate, terrorism, death, violence, anything like that, because they basically don't want it, because it's bad advertising, really. They wouldn't opt to put any of their budget for anything like that. So YouTube brought in an algorithm. It was awful, first of all. It's like caught absolutely everything, especially if you do gaming and retro gaming, which has got shooting and fighting in it, but it's gradually got better. It's still not perfect, but I very rarely get a video marked now for that. Occasionally it happens, but then it disappears after a short while. So that's improved, although I do hear people about that as got hit. Another big problem, I was getting sort of like spam. Ever since YouTube was created, they had like an internal messenger system, so you could contact the creator or the person that made the video either by the comment section, or you could send them an internal message. Now that internal message system for me never really worked as a thing, and I just increasingly got more and more spam through it and abuse and all that sort of thing. So I was quite pleased when I got this particular email through, which you would have got if you got a YouTube account. I know some people watch when they subscribe to the channel, which is great. I know some people got a YouTube account but not subscribed to the channel. Not quite so great, but thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, that helped me a great deal. And I know some people don't have a YouTube account at all and just drop in and watch it, and it all helps for the greater good. But anyway, I got this email through YouTube recently, which said, "Hi N Jenkin," that's me, good start. "Because of minimal usage, we will no longer be supporting private messages in Creator Studio." So that's basically your login of YouTube. The capability to send and receive private messages will end on 9th of July 2018. All private messages and after that point will be deleted on the 9th of July 2018. Now, while you won't be able to send or receive private messages in Creator Studio, you still have these options, and then there's a link elsewhere for communication with YouTube users. And it basically takes you to a link about business inquiries. So on my About Me page, you can opt, I haven't done it because of the spam again, you can have a business email, so anyone wants to approach, you can approach through that. Now, when this messenger system first come about, Twitter wasn't as advanced as it was, Facebook wasn't as advanced as it was, and general social media wasn't advanced as it was. So if you want to contact a creator, they won't be short in going forward about all the other ways you contact them, so as all those things I mentioned, Facebook, Twitter and all those sort of things. I don't use absolutely everything, but I use the main things. So I do use Twitter, Jenkins7 Nick, which you quite often see in the display at the start of videos. I've got a personal Facebook page, but I've also got one for YouTube, which is njenkin7, and I use Instagram a little bit as well, but I don't use Snapchat and any of the other ones. I used to have a blog, which you see, if you go onto the main site there, you see little icons in the banner. I always thought, they are good, those things, if you're going to keep them active. I did have a blog which I removed from that, because essentially if you're trying to grow your channel and you've got some social media or a link there and people click on that and there's no activity for a couple of weeks or even a few days, people see it's dead and deem it to be a bad site. So I only keep things that are active. I've gone off a bit of a tangent there, but this messenger thing that's going is absolutely great in my mind, because ever since it was introduced I've just got different levels of spam through it. First of all, it used to be, in terms of monetizing, people would try and go on to the, try and get money from the, what is it called? Partnership program, essentially, which is basically was a big con. So what would happen is they'd, a company or individual advertise their services. So say, I can promote your channel or offer you graphics on your channel or tell you things to do. And for that, they take a small percentage of your YouTube revenue, which isn't that much anyway. But essentially what they're thinking is, if they they're not really doing that much work, but they get, say, 20,000 YouTubers that use their service for the bare minimum, and they take a small percentage of that. The earnings they get from that will be huge compared to if they run a channel normally. Now, some were legitimate, some were absolutely awful, and of course then you've got lots of spammers and fraudsters there just trying to take a chunk of your money through the actual system. Now, all these things, personally, I thought you could do yourself, especially things like intros. Learn to do, it won't be great first of all, but learn to do the graphics yourself, because you gradually improve, and the bonus of that is if you ever have to change it quickly, you can, rather than have to rely on someone else, and you might have graphics that are years and years old, you don't know what to do, and your intro will be stale. So that's essentially one bit of spam that was coming through these trading programs. I used to ignore them, so there'd be reams and reams of them, literally about 3 or 4 a day, all different people trying to get percentage of your ad revenue. Then that sort of like faded away a little bit, and then other stuff you was getting was, do you want to use my free music? You can use it in your video, and all that sort of stuff, free of charge. And I think I'm a very suspicious fellow, and I always thought, okay, so they'll get thousands of people using their music for free, then they'll register their music there, so they can claim your videos. They've got tens of thousands of videos and they make money that way. Might not be the case, but that's essentially what I would think. Why else would you give your music away for free without any credits? So all this messaging was bad news. Another thing as well, which is a bit of a dark undercurrent, most of the time when that was used, it'd be people that want to tell me stuff I'm doing wrong on the video or abuse, and didn't want to put it in the comment section because they was worried that other people would jump on them. So like a coward's way out. And then when you click back on that particular account, there'll be no videos linked to it, or it might be open in the last few days. So in essence, most of the stuff I was getting through this messenger system, though there was the odd good thing here and there, was either fraud, spam, and abuse. So it was no good, and I very rarely click on it. So that this thing is actually going is actually music to my ears. I'm glad that YouTube, although sometimes it's a bit of a rocky path when they bring things in, this is a great thing that they're removing. Now, what do you think about that? Are you glad the messenger system is going, or did you rely on it quite a lot? Or is this the first time you're even aware that the system is there? Let me know. Now, all these things are a bonus. They will help this channel in particular. YouTube is trying to stop spam. They brought in and content theft as well, which is good, because I had a problem with that before. They've lifted the sort of level, so now you can't monetize unless you've got 1,000 subs and the required watch time. That's good, because it means someone can't open a channel like in a couple of days and monetize straight away with clickbait. And also as well, those videos that are clickbait with the misleading titles, people are only going to be on there for 2 seconds then come out again. So although it registers as a view, it's not actually registered for any specific time, so people are going to struggle to actually make that up, which again is good. Now I want YouTube to tackle also, I don't know how they'll do this with the technology, and it'd be extremely messy first of all, if they could really tackle channels which inflate their viewers. So basically they watch their own video a few hundred times, or they pay for an outside source to give them a click to boost it up there, to make it look like they're popular when they're not, to try and get a bit of a roll going. If YouTube can bring up something like that to rule those out, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And also as well, those rogue channels, I'm sure you're not one of them, is those rogue channels which I'm sure you've seen, where their subscriber count seems to go up far in excess of what you expect for the content that was there and the quality of the content that was there, because they're using outside sources again, sub for subs, getting subs in en masse. At the end of the day, it's self-defeating for them, because they end up with a channel with loads of subscribers and then no one actually commenting and stuff, which looks a bit weird, and you created a dead channel. But as well, it makes it very difficult for smaller channels, yes, I include myself in that, although I've been going almost 5 years, to actually be seen and noticed. If those are all out the equation, it will be a lot easier, because the people putting in the work and putting in the videos and trying to improve will be easier noticed. So let me know what you think about that. Are you glad that the messenger system's going? Are you glad that YouTube, although they don't always get it right first time, are going in the right direction? Or do you think they're making a right pig's ear of it and they should leave things as they are? It's always nice hearing your opinions, getting a rounded view, because quite often there'll be stuff I haven't actually considered, because you do go a bit insular, you see what's best for you all the time. So thanks again. Have a good weekend. There'll be videos going out as per usual. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.